Coming into the season, I'm sure a lot of people thought this was going to be a marquee game on the NFL schedule this year. Two teams vying for the NFC North, but it's the opposite. Two teams that are kind of both out of the picture, really. The Lions still have a little bit of a chance, but they need the Packers to lose their final two games, which is very unlikely. The Lions, as they were last year, they're once again a really good offense this year. Number three offense in the league. Of course, that's led by Jared Goff and his weapons. A big loss for them has been Sam Laporta's absence. He is a guy that brings him that tight end presence, and ever since he came into the league, he's been really good for them. But defensively, they've struggled. They're the number 24 defense in the league. They're allowing about 25 points per game, 33 points per game in their last few games. So their defense isn't getting stops, and that's a big reason why they've been struggling overall this year. They're coming off of a big loss to Pittsburgh that really diminished their playoff hopes. What you have to look at for this game in terms of keys to the game: what will the offense of the Minnesota Vikings look like with Max Brosmer there? I think he's got to be at his best. He's got to continue to just move the offense. I think KOC's got to continue to do him some favors in terms of making sure the run game is a factor in this one, and then also making sure that you have some easy completions there for Brosmer to really get himself established. So some checkdowns would help, and then eventually you find those downfield plays to Naylor, to Addison, and then of course to Justin Jefferson, who finally got involved last week. You want to see that continue. I think a key to this game as well is limiting the Lions' run game once again, as the Vikings did in the first matchup at Ford Field. The Lions' run game is no joke. When you look at Jahmyr Gibbs, one of the best runners in the league, and then David Montgomery, one of the best complementary runners to Gibbs. So I think limiting the run game as they did in that game at Ford Field, I think it's going to be very important, because then that puts the Lions in predictable passing situations on third down, second down, and that's where the Vikings want to be with Brian Flores putting pressure on Jared Goff and making, honestly, them play at their own mercy. So I think that's what you want to have. Amon-Ra St. Brown, man, he is one of the better receivers in the league, and he struggled to get going last week against the Steelers. I'm expecting him to be involved early, getting established in this game, so it's going to be huge for Byron Murphy, who got his first pick of the year last week, to focus on that matchup and really get the best of it, or at least try to contain him. It's going to be a good one, although it's a poor Christmas Day slate really for the NFL. When you look at all the games, I think the Vikings can hopefully give the fans something to cheer about in this one and finish off the season on a strong note, as they've been doing so far.